I'm gonna hold on to that word, marketable. There's another step that you need to take to make yourself marketable that you need to do. And if you did that, bro, like I promise you, if some of the people that we know did that, if like focused on not only drawing for a minute, but how to make themselves marketable, bro, they'll be rich right now, man. I promise you they would. So like you got the quality thing down, but there's something else. There's another thing that you need to focus on, and you're not focusing on that because you're too busy stuck on what you do. So when you quit your job to just do what you do, you're not doing what you need to do.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me, not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player. I was made to build the game.
Not in front of the nose. This is not Shine, by the way. This is tea mixed with lemonade that I made.
Clear tea?
Huh?
Clear tea?
No, it got a little tint to it. It's like kind of greenish.
What? That shit look clear. Feel like you drinking gin over there, boy.
It's tea. Tea mixed with lemonade. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack, and we in here for another one to get y'all on the right path.
Man, boy, are we going to talk about the right path today, man?
Oh yes.
Wow, what you got going on, man? What's been going on with you, man?
Been cooking stuff in the pot. Got many ideas, but just focusing on things we got, that we started first. And then we got the ideas written down on various different notebooks and Word document.
Man, don't we know?
Oh, I would need like a bookshelf just for my notes.
I know that's right, man. We got some stuff going on over here, man. It's just a lot of trial and error, mostly error, but it is what it is. Stepping out into different territories. I told you a little while ago that we got mentors in real estate, and they told us that we needed to go get our teeth kicked in first before we learn the nitty gritty stuff and how to actually make it a profitable business. So we in the stages right now, getting our teeth kicked in, and it feels great. It feels great. Blood and all feels great.
Well, you know what they say, pain is the greatest teacher.
Pain is the greatest teacher. Yes, absolutely.
You learn real quick to stay away from it. So, sometimes you need it. You need to embrace it, There's no running away from it. You just gotta let it happen.
Yeah, man. Speaking of pain and punch your teeth in, got a solid boss of false right now.
Oh man,
I just want to go ahead and bring this up on the screen so we can go ahead and screen share it. Everybody know exactly what we talking about. I thought it was a hilarious bit. Didn't think it was real because I was listening to a podcast where they were talking about it, and my man said that this happened, and I just could not believe it that somebody would have the mitigated audacity to do such fuckery. And I looked it up, and it was absolutely real. So, Mark, tell me, what do you think about Mike Tyson bites, dude?
all right. So,
and if you're watching this on YouTube, if you listening to this on audio only, head over to youtube.com and find the Dirty Trump podcast, and we'll be putting this up on the screen.
That's an interesting choice of molding of
Ain't it though? Ain't
uh,
it though, bro? No, you see
I
they got
mean,
the bite missing already.
yeah, and I'm just like, I mean, that's basically where he bit the dude from, took the man's ear from his ear, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, yo, like, that's a punch to the face. Like that's that
Nah, bro. It's a bite to the ear, bro.
I've seen worse though. I mean, it that's up there. That's new. That's creative. I give him that. It ooh, I can't be mad at it. It's a boss move, but I'm just like
Yeah,
right
yeah,
right in the
yeah.
feels. Right in the feels.
Yeah, boss move, false pretenses. Is what I had said about it. Because my man just straight up just like, you know what? I don't like. I'm just thinking about the fact like,
Hmm.
how does Holyfield feel about this situation here?
Mm, that too. That
Like
too.
right now, sitting in retirement, just chilling. I ain't doing nothing to nobody. Tyson bites with the mold of your ear with the missing piece on it.
Mm. But no. For though, like it it's a reminder to Tyson too though. Like uh when you told me to look it up, I looked it up on YouTube first. I thought that's where you told me to go. Uh
You a
and
millennial.
surprisingly, I clicked on an interview he had with, I think, Oprah. Yeah, Oprah.
Uh,
And he was like, she asked him, she was like, why did you do what you did? Why did you bite the man's ear out, basically? And he was like, uh, he was losing that fight. The man kept beating him up, and he was like, you know what? I just wanted to beat him. I wanted him to feel as much pain as I was. I I was angry, and I was just like, dang, all right. You uh, bite his ear off if you're that mad, I guess. But like,
Any means
uh,
necessary.
facts. uh,
Wow.
that was interesting. I'm glad I found that video though. But I guess like it's like what's the word I'm looking for, or the phrase, or the similarity. Like turning your pain into,
Profit.
yeah, you market from your own pain, or you flip it around, change the perspective. You know that incident for him might have been like a big spike in his life or something like that.
Yeah.
So why not like just ride that train? I mean, I'm pretty sure that was like a real long time ago. I don't know how long, but uh hey, if it works, it works, I guess.
Yeah, I feel that, man. They said how much of how much is your pain worth or your failures worth
Mm,
to you?
mhm.
And yeah, man, that definitely shows there, man. However, like I kind of feel like there's repercussions to that, man. Like I don't know. I don't know. Like I feel like Holyfield could at this point take some kind of countermeasures to protect his reputation and his ear. Like you just be like, yo, that's my ear, bro.
Out of all
Like it
things,
ain't yours,
out of
it's mine. You bit me.
out
Yeah,
of it,
right, right, right.
but that's fascinating. I mean, you got money to throw around like that, you hey, go for it.
I
Do what
mean,
makes you happy.
he ain't doing nothing else, so well,
Yeah.
I guess he is wrestling for AEW, so
Oh, really?
yeah, yeah, he
Okay.
is
Okay.
wrestling for AEW. So I mean, I guess there's that.
Something to keep him. I mean, it might not even be him that's doing it for free. It could be uh whatever type of marketing team he has, or
Facts, facts.
whatever they, yeah. Some of the stuff that celebrities and stuff be putting out, it's not even like them. That most of them don't even really have a say on.
Bruh, I didn't know that.
Oh, really?
I know I didn't know that, bro. Like I was the same podcast I was listening
Mm,
that I heard about that on a different episode. They were talking about how like A-list celebrities or like higher status people like
mm,
they'll put their name on something and they don't even they're not even the ones developing it. They just go into a meeting, somebody pitch
mm.
it to them, they say, yeah, that's a good idea, throw my name on it, and come back a year later and the joint done. I didn't even know that. Like there's people who in like even in the YouTube space, bro. There are people in the
Oh,
YouTube space who got books written about their life who ain't never read the book.
come on now.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting up in this joint slaving over keyboards,
And
stroking keys for days.
what? So you can have an autobiography, a biography about yourself, and you ain't write it. Like you ain't even read it. You
Yeah,
just like
yeah, that's what they were saying.
you at least
Auto
gotta read you.
autobiographical um what you call it? The of I mean, I guess it's just a biography when somebody
Yeah,
else write it for you.
yeah. And then they ain't even read it. Like that
They
person.
they they never even saw it.
Marketing, Hollywood, money. That's Jesus.
Yep.
What? Anyway, anyway.
Mm,
Uh,
must be nice.
facts.
We get
Yeah.
somebody to write one of these books for me.
Hey, get an intern. Hopefully, further down the line, we'll start getting some intern. All right. So, now we're gonna get down to this nitty gritty. What else you had?
But
Besides
the speaking of, bro, did you know the right way to spell Segway is Segue?
SU
Segue.
as mm, English.
It, the company Segway had people out here thinking that is simple, but
Stop. What?
yeah, but yeah, apparently it's I don't think I think it's like German or something like that or Finnish or something. I don't know. But yeah, we've been spelling it wrong our whole lives, man. But yeah. So segue into that the next topic, shall we? Um, recently, Marcus and I watched a video that came across our Instagram feed, and
Mm,
I thought it was a really interesting topic. Um, our topic for today was actually going to be about something else, but we
tell me.
actually decided that these two things are definitely the topics here definitely go hand in hand
Mm,
because there are some people out here. And I'm gonna let you go into why you came up with the topic
mm,
because I feel like where your head was at when you created it or when you thought of it might actually do us some good. So you had the topic of artists of the starving
artist,
artist syndrome is what we're gonna call it.
starving artist syndrome. Okay, all right. Uh, well, to put it short, like we all know that person or a person, or sometimes we even get in our feelings ourselves
Hmm.
or start to feel this way that like our work, our day-to-day life is just inadequate. It's not adding up to something. And it's just like we put these, I guess, not really barriers, but we judge ourselves to a very high extent,
Hmm.
and it's just doesn't do any good. It's usually 9 times out of 10 like super bad. It's you can't even call it, you know, constructive criticism because we're not getting anything out of it. We're not like, uh, okay, this could use a little bit work, and then actually work towards making that better. It's
Hmm.
just constant criticism that we just hammer on ourselves, and it's just like it is detrimental. And it's not just, because we usually just categorize it to artists because that's where we see it the most, because it's like, oh, their art isn't, the tip of perfection or whatnot. And
It's not other people saying that. It's the artists themselves saying
yeah, yeah. And it's like their work is super dope to outsiders, to people that know them, to the people that admire them. The art is super dope, and they just constantly ragging on themselves. And like I said, it's not just artists; it's people that do art, entertainers, singers, uh people in like serious professions like um surgical, lawyers. It could be anything.
yeah,
uh and it some people brush it off as like, oh, I'm in my feelings, or it's just like Saturday blues or something like that, it'll pass. But some people, when they get into that, they fall into that and they stay there. uh so that's where my headspace was. I was just
mm,
thinking like, we all know one of those persons or
yeah.
one of those people, and we've been there like ourselves. But like, how do we move forward from that? You know?
First of all, like I just want to like point it out that the road to success is oftentimes easy. Is seldomly easy.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that it ain't about to always be a cakewalk. Like first of all, like I understand like when you doing something, when you working on something and you trying to make it. Like you ain't trying to walk this road. You trying to get to the destination. And like we our example of the car driving with no headlights in the dark. Like you just trying to make it to the next light, because you can't see nothing and where you at. So it's dark outside, and you just driving in the dark. You just pretty much pointing your steering wheel and hoping for the best. And you're not making, or like when you driving through that darkness, it don't feel like you're making any movement. So for the most people, when you're in that headspace, it's hard to be like, this is success. Now, I'll give you a perfect example, right? And what I mean perfect, I mean it's mine, so I could vouch for it. Like it's my personal example. Like right now, it don't feel like success to be working on book 4, but it feels like success when the book's making money.
Mm-hmm.
So it like in this moment, Mark, it feels real easy to say that the 3 books that I got out now, if those 3 books ain't making money, then I should completely stop writing. Does that make sense?
Mm-mm.
All right. So I'm doing work,
Uh,
and I've been putting in work for a while. It's
break it
been a
down.
long time, 10 years time at this point. But Mark,
Uh-huh.
I ain't making no money. Like if I'm not making income off of it, off of doing the thing that I'm passionate about, Mark, it's real easy for me to say that I need to find a different passion.
Mm. Okay.
Because if my passion ain't making no headway, if my passion ain't making me no money, then my passion is just a hobby. Then I can easily stop the hobby and do something else that make money. And you see it all the time, bro. Like I know at least 4 people just right off the top of mind, bro. That was like, yo, I hate my job. I can't stand my job. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna do something else. And they quit and they ain't did nothing, bro. They ain't do absolutely nothing. They went and go got another job.
Mm.
So it's almost like you got hyped up and you did this whole dance inside of your head where you were just like, yo, I'm a work for myself. I'm gonna do what I like. I know I got faith in me, but then like when the world start pushing back on you, you folded.
Mm.
So how you feel about that, man?
Like I'm trying to get into the headspace of like what could go through a person's mind because it's I think it's like the destination. The reason why people uh get into that headspace and get into that, oh, I'm gonna do this big thing, and then I'm gonna be great once I get outside this job or when I get outside this relationship, and then once they're out and they fall back into the same patterns, it's because they don't have the destination in mind. They don't have the course plotted out. So like you said, and there's another thing in there where they don't know where the success is or what the success is. The success could be, all right, you got out the relationship. All right, you quit your job. That's a success. That can be considered success. But what comes next?
Right,
Uh,
right.
and it's like it's not just all right, I did something, and then I get the success, and that's it. I'm good for life. That's not the equation. It's gonna be multiple equations of all right, I'm gonna start something, I'm gonna finish it. All right, boom, I did that. I'm gonna start something, I'm gonna finish it. Boom. It's not necessarily gonna be like I'm gonna start this project and then I'm gonna start another project. It could be the same project, but you're starting and finishing and completing multiple steps to get to a final destination. And a lot of people get hung up on that first step, that first hour, or those couple of steps or those
Mm,
couple of hours,
mm,
and then once they don't see like the results that they fabricated in their mind that they think that they were going to get,
mm.
they just like, oh, all right, it's time to, I think it's time to do something else. This won't my forte or whatnot.
It,
And
it's
uh
almost like you fail to understand that like and like some people think that they're good, and I get it. You believe in you know what you can do, and but, but for whatever reason you just like, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do just this, and I'm going to succeed on just doing this. And you fail to realize that there are other aspects of things that need to be done, and you fail to look outward. And I don't know what it is, but once people get into this mind space of and like I see it every single time,
mm,
especially with some of the artists that we know, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all bomb at what you do, but there's a different step and another level that you need to get to in order to make yourself a marketable. And I'm gonna hold on to that word, marketable. There's another step that
yep,
you need to take to make yourself marketable, that you need to do. And if you did that, bro, like I promise you, if some of the people that we know did that, if like focused on not only drawing for a minute, but how to make themselves marketable, bro, they'll be rich right now, man. I promise you they would. So like you got the quality thing down, but there's something else. There's another thing that you need to focus on, and you're not focusing on that because you're too busy stuck on what you do. So
mm.
when you quit your job to just do what you do, you're not doing what you need to do. So
Oh,
people get
yep,
so people
that's
get
real.
stuck. So people get stuck in this space where they're just doing them. You just doing you. And by all means, right? Like practice. It's like you do what you do. But at the same time, if there's some steps that need to be taken in order to get you to your destination, then you got to take all the steps. You can't do some of the steps. And people be doing this little dance where they get in their head about their job. They like, yo, I hate my job. I can't stand my job. And then they quit their job, but then they stop hitting the gas. Like you were all
Mm,
motivated, you were all fired, you were fired up to quit your job, and then you quit your job, and then you ended up looking for another boss.
mm. Mm. Looking for another boss instead of turning yourself into the boss.
Mm,
Ooh.
there it is. There
Yep.
it is.
Yep. Yep. And it's like it's a cycle that we constantly see. And it's just like you go to one job after another. Luckily, the couple of jobs I did have, I saw the pattern. They were basically all the same. The
Mm-hmm.
down to the to the people. Like you got your ones that are, there that wants to work. They want to
Mm-hmm.
be in there. They want to stay extra. They want to
Mm-hmm.
milk that job for every penny they can get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got those ones that, they're there just for the paycheck. They do their hours, they go home. You got your ones that they flirt. They got their wife on the outside, and then they got their work wife, work significant other, whatever you want to call them on the inside. And it's just like a job's gonna be a job. It's no different from where you at. The only difference is probably the benefits and the incentives they give to you for working there. And our job does a pretty good job on
the
both of those.
the
So
bundle of carrots is always different. Is what
yeah.
he meant to say. I'm not about to call them benefits because there is no benefit. It's a plot
No.
device or a bribe, as you will.
But let's get on that. What about the people that uh they go from job to job just to get those bundle of carrots? They base their job on what bundles I can get.
Mm. Um, go a little deeper into that.
All right. So this job has, good benefits, good health care, good something for, my kids and whatnot.
Hmm.
Uh Instead of, doing what I need to do to uh, you know, provide something more stable for my kids, my legacy, I'm looking for a job to take care of that slack. I'm gonna work these mad hours, barely see my kids and all this other stuff. But as long as they're covered with, the greatest, you know, and latest, they'll be fine.
Bro, that's just poor man's mentality at its finest, though, bro. Like that's literally what that is. Like you just feel like you just really feel in your heart of hearts that the only way to take care of your family is to work, is to trade your time for money.
Mm,
That's all that is. And I don't want to like make it seem like that's the same thing as what we were talking about, because it's definitely, that's a whole different podcast right there. Um, but yeah, we recently seen somebody do that. Like you ain't had no plans, no goals in life, and as I was trying to tell my man, like, yo, you not looking at life the right way. You
mm.
might want to pull back. Like he's like, yo, I hate this job. I'm going to find another one. I'm like, all right, what are you hoping to find at the other job? He said, it, excuse me. He said, I'm making more money. I'm like, how much more money? He said he's making $20. Okay, $20 starting. You make $17 now. I'm like, bro, you about to go into, like, I don't know if you know this or not, because like he told me where he was going, and I'm like, yo, I don't know if you
Mm.
know this or not, but you about to jump out of lukewarm water and jump right into boiling gasoline, bro. Like I don't know how to explain it to you, bro. But the thing that you think you running away from, you you about to make it worse, bro. And I told my man, like, I was like, yo, for real, I don't know you like that. I know you complain a lot, but I'm like, you might wanna pump the brakes on quitting and go out here on a good note, bro, because like you gonna need this. You're gonna respect this a lot more when you leave here. I'm like, if you just gonna be bound for a job for the rest of your life, bro, you might want to stay at the joint that's going to at least allow you to think about your life outside of the job,
Mhm.
so that you can figure out how to take care of your kids on your own. Because once you get into something and I feel my man, like he about to go make that little pay increase, and his lifestyle is about to change with the amount of money he make. So then he gonna get to a situation where he can't come back
Mm,
because he can't afford the pay cut.
come on. Ugh. And ooh, that's another thing. They say, oh well, we getting off topic. We go down that road. But uh, even with that, even with that, he was working a job. Uh, like I said, our job has a pretty decent, not pretty decent. It's pretty up there. It's better than most
Yeah,
jobs.
yeah.
Uh, it's pretty nice bundle of carrots, and it allows you to enjoy those carrots. It actually gives you some leeway, some free time to enjoy those carrots. And if we're talking about the person I think you're talking about, uh, each year they would take a trip around the same time, go to the same place, and they seem to enjoy it. Uh, so our job isn't hard. He
Irritating,
can
but very
be,
it's manageable.
yeah. And I'm just like, again, if we're talking about the person I think you're talking about, they've been there for a long time and they basically know the ins and outs. If they wanted to move up, I'm pretty sure it'd be very easy for them to.
E
Uh,
back up.
because it,
There's a mindset shift that needed to happen. That never it never clicked to my man. It's always negative as fuck. I don't know. Can't do it.
if he wanted to, how about that?
All
He
right.
could probably move up. But anyway, like I said, real nice thing of carrots. It's not a hard job. He was pretty much set for life. Um, if he wanted to go the route where it's the mundane, I come to work and you know basically what I'm saying, like the job was easy. Uh, you really it's really hard to find a reason to quit. Uh, but same mentality. He had all that. He had friends at this job and all this other stuff. Uh, I don't know if he met a girl there, but anyway,
He met a few and well he met one and it burned him a little bit.
if that could. Oh, yeah. Oh, I did hear about it. Anyway, ugh. Same mentality he had. He felt like the job was inadequate. His life wasn't adding up. But the possibilities at this job could literally been could take him places. Literally, like he could get over
All he had to do was have an open mind, bro. All he had to do was have an open mind. But like people make they make that jump because of money. And I'm like, yo, like you gotta understand. And like this is what we talking about here. People are doing way too much thinking because of money's sake.
Our job pays you to travel. What you mean? The
Like
money's there.
they doing way too much thinking about money.
That's true.
And when you think about money, stress about money, fret about money, you make very, very bad decisions, especially as it pertains to money.
Very poor money making decisions.
Very poor money making decisions. I can go down that rabbit hole forever. Like,
Mm,
like for instance, like just
here
like
we
a
go.
quick example, bro. Like, I was looking at a article that came up on Firefox yesterday, and they were
Mm,
talking about how a lot of like a high percentage of humans have a small have a very like traces amounts of PET plastics in their blood,
I saw that.
and poor people
I saw
only use like Rubbermaid styrofoam fucking containers to microwave their food in, bro. And we do it for convenience at the job just every single day.
that's true. Oh dang.
Poor people make very bad decisions as it pertains to money, bro. Like just putting it out there. However, just for the sake of not getting off topic, Mark, I want to go ahead and
Mhm.
share the screen and pull this video up, bro, because like I feel like it's a very pivotal part of the conversation.
If you're supposed to be at work on Friday, let's say at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., you're going to be there. If you work in a restaurant and your boss tells you to take out the trash, you're going to take out the trash. But when you tell yourself that you're going to start a YouTube channel on Friday, or when you tell yourself you're going to pivot in another direction September 1st, and you don't, why? There's a lack of respect. There's a lack of respect for yourself. And you have to get to the root of that. You have to show up for yourself. You have to put your foot on the gas and go. The drive doesn't come first. You put your foot on the gas and then you create momentum.
And this ain't even just about artists, man. This is about everybody, bro. Cause like so many people got some dope ass, bomb ass ideas, bro. Like you can we work in an idea centric community, bro. Like everybody got some bomb ass ideas. Some people got so many ideas that they came from an idea but didn't make it in their idea, so they came and got a job, bro. Like just being honest. Like you got some people who used to go with their ideas, Mark, and tried to move on their ideas, but couldn't move fast enough in their ideas and had to come back to the bundle of carrots. And it's weird though, man, because like I see so many people, and I'm like talking to so many people, and the worst part about it, like, and I don't think poor people understand this, but like one mind can be mediocre. Two
Mhm.
minds could be okay. Three minds could be brilliant, and a community of minds could be magnificent. And I don't think people understand that. Like, yo, like, there's so many people with ideas, Mark, and it's like just a single idea over here and a single idea over there. Like, I've been like playing matchmaker recently. Like, yo, some like two people that tell me something, and like they'll sound similar. I'm like, yo, have you talked to such and such about this, that, and the other? I really feel like that would be like I really feel like that'll be like a good fit. Like y'all can have a conversation about this, and like, cause I'm pretty sure you didn't know that this person was into the same thing that you into. I feel like if I brought y'all together, then y'all could just go ahead and have that conversation to yourself. One, because I ain't trying to hear your ideas. Two, because you can stop sitting on it and finally start moving on it if you had somebody else outside of you that that could think in a different direction than you think. So people get to like, man, I don't even. The video kind of wrapped it up. Like I feel like we could have just ended the video on that we could have ended the podcast on that video, but like, yo, I I see people, and I'm guilty of it too, Mark, because
Mhm.
like how many times, and I don't know if this happened to you, but how many times have you thought of a good idea while you were at work, but then you get off on the weekend, and then you just all of a sudden the good idea that the things that you said that you were going to do when you got off work, they disappeared.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Or something comes up and then you can't act on it right away, so you're just like, oh man, the day is lost.
It's gone.
Uh, I do want to point out you sound like you turned into like a more aggressive Denzel. You turned into Denzel, but you still got that aggressiveness in you. So you're not completely Denzel if you don't know. Uh, Denzel used to do that. He would be talking to somebody, and like if they had similar stories with someone else, he would
Hmm.
mention, oh, such and such, y'all should, yeah. And I'd be like, Denzel, what
I mean, it works. Like, yo, for real. Like, if
it
you
does. It's
it
networking. It's a form of networking.
right, yeah, it is, and which once again, people on this level don't understand that. So it is that's a different ball game. However, like, yo, I get tired of people being in this and mainly I'm talking about myself, bro. Cause like I've been guilty of like at this point now I had to do a to-do list in my phone
Mm-hmm.
because if I don't, then I'm going to end up not doing the things that I said I was going to do. Like I have all these good ideas while I'm at work because for whatever reason, and maybe this is part of science, but when you're doing physical activity or doing something mundane, your brain goes into a state of creativity. So you
Mm-hmm.
start creating things, and that's and like for me, doing mundane things or repetitive tasks like our job, it sparks my creativity for whatever reason. I don't know why. Like it happens while I'm doing like dumb shit like cutting the grass. I start thinking of something like I'll come up with like a whole album while I'm cutting the yard. Like it happens. Like while you're doing repetitive tasks, your brain creates things. And if I don't write it down or if I don't note it, it's gone. Like it is gone. It's completely gone. So I'm at this point now where I have to write down things in order to know what to do when I get off of work because my brain is structured off of conquering list. Because if I don't have a list to conquer, I don't know what to do. Because there's nobody telling me what to do. If that make any sense.
It makes complete sense, and it goes hand in hand with the video we just watched. People don't uh, and it's so weird. They they don't respect themselves to the point where they want or they can
Mm-hmm.
take control of their own life. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
you've been in positions where your brain is just it's tired of doing the mundane, so it goes into creative mode to ease the pain. Well, not really ease the pain of mundane. I think it does that because once you do something so much, it doesn't rely on the brain so much to do it. It's like muscle memory. So
Yeah.
now the brain has all this free time. So it's like, all right, let's create some stuff. Uh, and instead of like acting on it, or like you said, writing it down, you have enough respect for yourself to write it down because you know that you can conquer lists. Other people, they don't see it that way. They see, oh, they have these great ideas, they have the spark, they have the rush of what is it, dopamine or
Yeah. Yeah.
serotonin or whatever you want to call that
Those
drug
two.
or
Those
whatever.
two things.
They have a rush of that, and then you know they get they get anxious, they get amped up, and then it just drops off because they don't have anywhere to focus it.
Mm-hmm.
And then after doing that constantly, it's like you blue balling yourself basically. There's no release. There's no climax. There we go. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that is weird.
Oh my
There's no
god.
climax for their there's no climax for their excitement. So they're just like, I I, I need a different form
Mm-hmm.
of you know happiness,
Yeah.
and their different form comes in. Oh, I think I need a new job, or I need to do something different with
Oh.
my life. I need to just drop everything here and just do something else or whatever. They get into that, like we said before, that artist mentality where nothing that they do now in that moment is adequate. It's all inadequate. They just and they could be real good. The people we've talked about, they're real good at their job. They real do what they real good. They're real good at their job and they're real good at the things that they do
And
outside of work.
some people don't even have anything that they do outside of work though.
I
And I
mean,
think that was also one of the points that we were trying to make here too. Like they can't go for themselves.
it yeah,
They
that's
can't
true.
go for themselves. They so stuck on going for somebody else that they can't go for themselves. And like the video just said, I don't know who this dude is. Who is this guy?
Hines. They call him Hines. I don't know his full name,
All
which
right,
I
cool.
think I
Heinz.
should.
Go check out Heinz on Instagram, HIND Z with
Mhm.
site Heinz site
Hindsight.
HINDZ Heinz site. Well, site is spelled SIGHT as normal, but hindsight, those two words together. But my man is straight up telling us that we can't go for ourselves. We can push for somebody else. Like the dude, like the boss
Mhm.
say, you got to be in early on this day at or whatever time. And there's a whole time of year where our boss just switch it up and just be like, all right, you got to come in early. You got to come in 1 hour early, and you got to work this full day, and you got to do it mandatorily for a whole week or a whole 2 months, and you're just like, all right, cool. I'm gonna complain about it, but I'm gonna do it. Nothing's gonna change. I'm gonna complain about it, but I'm gonna do it. But
Mhm.
bruh, let you tell yourself that you had to get up early to do something, bruh. Do you know how many times there's been people who told me that they cannot, absolutely cannot get up early on the day that they're off, bruh.
Mm. Like,
Absolutely will not, cannot, should not get up early on the day that they get off or the day that they off. And like people tell me that all the time, and I'm like, yo, and I'm like, bro, like you got potential to do something, and you got a family, you got this going on. You probably need to get up early because there's some shit that you got to do or some shit that you trying to do, and you trying to get it done on bankers hours, and you working on bankers hours. Like, come on, bro, like what's wrong with you? And I'm trying to make a point here. Like there's people who because they're not making money at something, and this even ties into the last topic of the last episode, because they're not making money at something, they don't want to do it.
mm,
So
mm,
you get to a point where and Mark just said you don't respect yourself. You don't. Because if you respected yourself, you wouldn't try to start that business or try to work on it, and then you let your kids completely destroy your whole routine. Nah.
mm.
You wouldn't be sitting up in front of your computer at home and then let your wife come talking to you about some dumb shit she's saying on TikTok. You wouldn't do that. If you respected yourself, you wouldn't do that. Bro, I can sit in this office, I can come in here and I can be like, yo, look, I need to get this amount done. Bro, Alyssa's like, yo, if you don't get that done, you sit your ass down to get that done. Like, bro, for real. Like, there's respect for the craft. There's not, and like you have to have respect for what you do in order to move forward. Like some people think that the money comes first. You up here thinking that money come first, so you making money based decisions. Meanwhile, your business ain't never made no money, and you making money based decisions. You
Mm.
out here thinking that you supposed to be at the top of your craft on the first one.
And they'll think that they'll have to put the money first, and there's clearly signs that after you put in the work, after you sow the seed, then you get paid. It's just like your paycheck. You don't get paid as soon as you do the work or even before the work.
Yeah,
You get paid. Some jobs they still have them where you're 2 weeks or what, a half or 2 weeks,
I don't know.
2 weeks in the hole before you get paid. You gotta struggle, for that first month basically until you can start get that consecutive paychecks to actually do something with the money. And it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, how you have all that proof, all that, all the examples and all that, and you just can't take the time to get up early, to start that podcast, to start that YouTube channel, to you know
Start that business.
start that business, and just get things rolling. At least sow the seed,
Mm.
get a feel for it. If it's something you can do consecutively, do it. If it's something where you need to change up, something in your lifestyle, you need to put a little bit more time here and there. Like we said before, it might not be, waking up early. That might not be your thing. You might need to, stay up late. Maybe you have a hard time falling asleep. Maybe that time where you're having hard times falling asleep, you could be putting it to, doing something creative. Uh if it's like, you get off at a certain time where there's still daylight out, maybe that's when you need to start working.
Mm-hmm.
Have enough respect for yourself to take a look in the mirror, to self-reflect and find the things that work for you. As a child, as a little child, there was something that you would do that would just fulfill you with so much joy and satisfaction. But when you got older, it faded away because, someone told you that uh that's not worth doing, that's not gonna make you any money, that's not gonna prepare you
Mm,
for life.
mm,
But in all actuality, that was probably preparing you for your gift, your seed to give to the world. To I don't want to make it about money, but basically that would bring you in money, that would make you happy, that would get you out of this artist funk,
mm.
or this funk that what you do is inadequate. Because when we were kids, we inadequate. What is that? Man, I could go Super Saiyan. I could run a
No, I'm saying.
marathon.
No, I'm saying.
I could do anything I
I could
saw
be
on
an
TV.
astronaut. Well, like, I'd be Piccolo.
Facts.
Whatever I wanted. There, whatever I wanted as a child. But now, like the adulthood hit you, and all of a sudden everything is about financial gain.
Mm,
Everything is about financial gain. You can't think about nothing but feeding your pockets.
mm. Hell, you won't even make a move unless you think it's gonna bring you money.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. The same. Oh, I ain't even gonna go there about because I was about to say something that'll be real disrespectful, bro. But I know we still got people working with us on certain things, so I can't even go there, bro. Like, but yo, for real, like y'all gotta stop with this whole chasing the dollar, chasing the bottom line thing, man. Cause you got the game all twisted, man. Like straight up, you got the game twisted backwards and upside down, bro. Like there's literally like nothing you can do that's going to do for you what you think it is. You think that everything is a miracle winning, everything is a lottery, or whatever the case is. I don't know what it is. Like some people have different reasons as to why they can't push for themselves. My man said it in the video, like, yo, you got to figure out, you got to go back, dig a little deeper to figure out why you can't push for yourself. I just have recently had to have the same conversation with Alyssa about somebody that we know who can't push for themselves, even though they know that they're in a bad situation. And the only thing that they can default to is going to therapy, and they can't afford therapy. So I guess I'm gonna have to figure it out on my own. Like, yo, for real, like, yo, you gotta go back into your memory, into your thoughts, your childhood, whatever you need to figure out to think about why you can't push past this mental block, because it's all mental. All of this is mental. You can literally make the decision right now to be a best-selling author. You can literally make the decision right now to be $1 million business owner. You can make the decision right now to be the top video game designer in the world. But it starts with the decision. It don't start with the money.
Mm.
And that's where you guys got it twisted, because you think it start with money. You think because you don't have money, it starts with money. You think that Jeff Bezos had money when he started in the garage. You think that Mark Zuckerberg had money when he dropped out of school and ain't had nobody want to invest in Facebook.
Mm.
You thought Elon Musk had money, like when he started Tesla. You thought Ford had money, but when he first started, like, no, bro. Like, these were mom and pop shops. These were ideas. These were just like you and I right now. We were in the developmental space where we had jobs outside of what we were doing.
Mm.
And I think even when you play the game of Monopoly, Mark, you got to pass go before you start buying real estate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you got to pass go in Monopoly to start buying real estate, you got to pass go in order to learn your craft. You got to pass go a few times in order to move to the next level. What make you think that you can just start rolling the dice and all of a sudden make a winner?
Mm. Ooh.
How long have we been on, bro?
Did we get on at 4:30 or 4:20 or something? I don't even know. But yeah, yeah. Uh, people that feel like they're inadequate, uh, you're not. Let's just put it plain and simple. You're not. The things that you do, it goes towards something. Even if it's just working to move up. Uh, your efforts are seen. Your efforts are, accounted for. Uh, if you're at work, you're gonna get a paycheck at the end of the day. There's some type of calculations that are adding up to your paycheck. Outside of work, if you're trying to build a better relationship with your significant other, even though you might, fail here and there, the thought is still there. Now, if they accept it or if they see it, uh, and like I said, if they respect it, that's on them. If they don't, at least you have the clear conscience that you tried. If it fails, you got to start somewhere. You got to start with that first hour. You got to put in the work. You're gonna have to put your head down and get in them trenches. You're gonna have to get dirty because it's no other way. You won't see the results right away. It's a whole business. You think when Jeff Bezos was selling stuff out, he didn't make a sale the first day? It was probably like, Amazon, what is that? I could buy books. But won't it only like textbooks at first or something? Or
Yeah, I don't actually know. I don't even know if it was called Amazon when he started.
oh, that's true.
Like, I had to refer to the book, Working Backwards in order to figure that part out. But yeah, man, like, that's true. That's real.
Yeah, it's gonna take time, effort, and blood, sweat, and tears. You gonna cry a little bit. It gonna hurt. It gonna hurt. In the end. So get in them trenches,
Oh
keep
yeah,
your
you
head down,
froze up a
keep
little bit.
working.
You froze up a little bit there. I don't think that. I don't think we caught that.
Uh so yeah, the
Working
pain
in
of
the
not
trenches
oh,
was the last thing I heard.
so yeah, put your head down, get in them trenches, uh, and just work your butt off. It's not gonna happen right away, but in
Hmm.
soon time it will come to fruition. There we go.
And I would add to that that look at how your job operates.
Mm,
And what I mean by that, look at the structure. And you may not have the structure in your day-to-day life. You may not have the 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 means to move about your day like your job has to move about its day. But the things that, like, look around, like at the people that your job has above you to maintain systems. Look at all of those things and try to emulate that system in your own mind. Because literally it's just the fact that you don't have a system to yourself. And that's why you keep disrespecting yourself when you get off work. Because there is no start or shift. There is no shift metrics. There is no you don't have a rate. You don't have production values at home. You need to make those.
ooh,
You had to make your own production values and your own way to measure your own success while you're
yep.
off of work, because your job does it to you all the time.
Yes,
And
they do.
being a supervisor at a place like where we work at, I understand that. So you're going to have to understand that you're going to have to figure out a way to bring that from on the clock and bring it to off the clock.
Mm.
That's our time.
That's the
episode's
only
about to be
thing.
long.
That's the only thing we will allow you to take home from work. Anything else, like drama,
Yeah.
all that
Leave
other
all that
stuff,
shit at the
leave it at the job.
leave all that shit at the time clock. Leave all that shit at the time clock.
But
Yeah,
alrighty, ladies.
the other day, and Alyssa and I were in the car just complaining about work, and I was like, "Yo, I ain't pulling off until we finish this conversation.
Come on.
I don't care if we sit here till 6 o'clock. I ain't taking this shit home, bro." Oh,
Oh
man,
man.
you got anything coming up, man?
No, I don't have anything on this end coming up. Yeah, I ain't got nothing yet. Nothing in the soon seeable future. But we all working. We all working.
Good, dope, man. I think by the time this episode comes out, I'm gonna actually be good and talk about some shit that's coming up in the future. But I think by the time this episode releases, we will be 1 week away from not even a week away. I think it'll be this weekend. We will be at RavenCon, man.
Okay.
I do have a story that kind of I probably should have talked about it on while we were in the middle of the podcast, but I kind of was unprofessional with something, and I think I ruined the opportunity for myself. I'll talk about it after we get off of this joint, but yeah, it was embarrassing. I embarrassed myself, shot myself in the foot, whatever you want to call it. But ladies and gentlemen, I would just say that once you get out there and actually make that system for yourself, follow the system. And respect yourself and your business and your craft enough to follow the system. Do not cut corners. That's all. I will just put that out there like that. We do have RavenCon coming up, and right after that, we'll be ending RavenCon and going straight onto a plane to go to Mexico for the Phenomenal Life 2022 conference with Mr. Eric Thomas, ET the Hip Hop Preacher. That's going to be amazing. Right now, we're just going to continue getting our teeth kicked in by our mentors and hope for the best, man, and work towards the best.
Everything will work out. I believe everything will work out.
Yeah.
So, that is the end of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. This is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is D. Aaron Mack, and always remember, those who shy away from the elephant in the room are doomed to be crushed by the weight of it. We love y'all.
Like, subscribe, and watch our videos on Facebook, YouTube, and peace. Love you guys. See you next week.